Okay, so if you're a React or Next.js developer, you know this feeling. You've built this amazing app, it's running great, and now you think, hey, let's monetize this thing. You sign up for an ad network like Atstera, you try to put a few banners on the page, and it just completely falls apart.
Does this look familiar? You go through all the trouble of placing your ad codes into different components, you hit that refresh button, and poof, only one ad shows up. It's almost always the last one you added. It is one of the most common, hair-pulling problems out there, and today, we are going to fix it. For good.
I mean, this is what we're all aiming for, right? A beautiful layout, ads fitting in nicely in the header, maybe one in the sidebar, another in the content. This screenshot is from a live website, Ultimate Calc Hub, so we know it's possible. But getting from a blank page to this in a modern JavaScript framework, well, it's not the simple copy and paste job you'd expect.
All right, so before we can fix this thing, we got to get to the bottom of it. Why does something that should be so simple on a traditional website just completely break down the minute you bring it into the React world?
So here's the fundamental difference. Think about something like a classic WordPress site. The server builds the whole page, sends it to you, and the scripts kind of load in a nice, orderly line. But with React, it's a totally different ballgame. Everything's happening on your machine, in the browser. All your components, they all spring to life at pretty much the exact same time. And this is the critical part. They're all sharing one single global window object. This shared playground is where all the trouble starts.
And here's the villain of our story. It's this one little global variable called ad options. See, every single Atstera ad script uses this variable to set itself up. So your first ad component loads and says, okay, window.addOptions is for me. But then like a split second later, your next ad component boots up and just stomps all over that same variable with its own settings. The result? Only the last ad to get its settings in actually works.
And trust me, when you first hit this problem, you try to get clever. We definitely did. We went down this whole rabbit hole of what felt like really logical solutions, trying 5 different ways to fix it. So let's take a quick look at what doesn't work, just so you don't waste your time like we did. Seriously, we tried everything. We tried just jamming the scripts in with useEffect. We tried using setTimeout to maybe space them out. We tried building some smart shared configuration thing. We even tried parsing HTML strings and, of course, the classic, just put each ad in its own file. But they all failed. And they all failed for the exact same reason. None of them actually solved that core issue of the shared global @options variable getting overwritten. They're just different roads to the exact same dead end.
But after all that pain and suffering, you get that aha moment. There is a solution, and it's not some fragile hack. It's actually an elegant, super robust, and surprisingly simple technique that tackles the problem at its very core.
And here's the big realization, the key shift in thinking. You realize you can't stop the ads from fighting over the same global space. So what do? You give each ad its very own private global space. The solution isn't about managing the fight. It's about making sure the fight never even starts. It's all about total isolation.
And this is our hero, the humble iframe tag. But we're not just using any old iframe, we're using it with the sourceStock attribute. This amazing little attribute lets you literally pass an entire HTML document right into the iframe as a string. And here's the magic. Every single iframe you create this way gets its own sandboxed world, including its own, completely fresh, totally separate window object.
Think of it this way. Before, you had all your ads in one big, noisy room, all shouting over each other. With this method, you're giving each ad its own private soundproofed room. Inside its little room, it can shout, @options is mine, all day long, and the ad in the next room over won't hear a thing. Problem solved. No more fighting. Okay, so the theory is cool and all, but let's get our hands dirty. How do you actually build this? Let's walk through the blueprint for a real project. The process is actually pretty straightforward. First, and you cannot skip this, you have to log into your Atstera account and create a brand new, unique ad placement for every single spot you want an ad. Don't even think about reusing codes. Second, back in your React project, you'll create a dedicated component for each one of those ads. And third, inside each component, we're going to use our shiny new iframe src doc technique. You're going to be surprised at how simple the actual code is. You literally just create a variable, maybe call it add.html, and make it a string. Inside that string, you put a tiny, bare-bones HTML document. Then right inside the body tag of that document, you paste the entire ad script you got from Atstera. That's it.
Then in your components return statement, you render an iframe, and you pass that whole ad HTML string right into the source stock prop. The iframe does all the heavy lifting.
But wait, we can level this up. This isn't just about making ads appear. It's about doing it in a way that's good for your users. The full implementation in the article we're breaking down shows you how to add a simple close button, how to use CSS to automatically hide certain ads on mobile phones, how to make your sidebar ads sticky so they scroll with the user, and even how to only show ads on specific pages, like your blog.
So, the big question, does this actually work out in the wild? Let's look at the proof, and then we'll sum up why this method is just hands down the best way to do this. And would you look at that? Here it is, live and in production. On the left, you've got Ultimate CalCub. On the right is Smart Convert Suite. Both of them are modern React/Next.js apps, and both are running multiple Adstera ads on the same page using this exact iframe method. It just works. No flicker, no fighting, just reliable ads. I mean, when you put it all side by side like this, it's not even a contest. The other methods, they're flaky, they're unreliable, and they're a pain to deal with later. But the iframe source stock solution? Reliability is excellent. Performance is great because it all loads asynchronously anyway. And maintenance is an absolute breeze. It's a clear winner.
So, let's wrap this all up. If you remember nothing else from this, remember these 4 things. 1. Use iframes with src-doc. That's the key to isolation. 2. Go into Adstera and create a unique ad placement for every single position on your site. 3. Never, ever reuse ad codes. And 4. Please, just for your own sanity, stay away from those brittle timeout-based hacks.
And just like that, a problem that has been a thorn in the side of so many React devs is solved. You now have a proven, production-ready blueprint to get multiple ads running flawlessly in your app. Now, for the nitty-gritty code details and a bunch more tips, make sure you check out the full article. The link is down in the description. The road to monetizing your project just got a whole lot clearer.